Hey guys, it is Carl Brown for GuitarLessons365.com. Today we're going to take a look at John Mayer's Love on the Weekend. So first off, you would need to get this guitar tone kind of semi-close. I got it semi-close myself. Big thing here is have some delay and have some reverb and have a nice clean tone. Now, what I did is I just kind of dialed something up pretty quick. I didn't try to get too crazy with it. But what I used was a stereo delay. At about 227 milliseconds, so not about, exactly 227. And then I put it about 50% in the mix. Now, after the delay, I then added a cave reverb. So it gives it that cave sound. All right, so that is about 60% in the mix, and the decay is set at about 60%. So those are the main settings. And if you do that and you have a nice, decent, clean tone in front of it. I've got it on the neck pickup here, so it kind of warms it up a little bit. So that reverb being after delay is going to kind of smooth it out a little bit. So it just kind of makes it sound, you know, very airy. All right, now the actual technique itself. I believe there's a way it was recorded, and then a way I've seen him do it live. So recorded, I think he's probably playing this main riff by itself. So I'll show you that. But live he adds the bass notes of the chord progression that's underneath it. So he does this. Now he might be doing it on the original recording, but I can't really hear it. It's so low in the mix. He's obviously hitting the melody notes a lot louder, so it might be there or not. So you can choose which one you want to do. So let's take a look at it here. Let's first look at this melody. Now he plays it with. So you're going to play the B string 3rd fret 3 times, then the open high E string. Obviously he's finger picking this. And then we're going to have, now he doesn't have a very consistent, he's got his very unique finger picking style, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, he's not using the same, like, you know, kind of index, middle, He's just, he might use the same finger, the index finger for all of it. So, so after that you do 2, you're going to play the 2nd fret on the G string 3 times, followed with the pinky. We use his pinky here at the 4th fret on the G string. So we have this. And then to the 2nd fret on the D string, 3 times, to the open G. And then you're gonna pick the open D, and he does it a couple different ways, but for the most part he hammers on 0 to 2 on the D string, and then back to the open D. So all together. And then repeat. Now, if you want to add those bass notes, you don't have to keep hitting it like he does. You can just add this G in the bass. He actually plays it with his thumb. And then you just basically hold that while you play the melody over. And then when it gets to the D string, you switch this note over to the A string, which he actually plays with his 2nd finger at the 3rd fret. So let's just start it by playing the bass note with it, and then we don't really need to do it again until we change chords with this. It's kind of a simplistic way of doing it. Just a very Now he'll hit it a few more times like this. But he does it so lightly, you can't really hear it. He's really being more hitting the melody notes a little harder. Now underneath that, we actually have a little, let me turn some of this off real quick. We have just kind of the simple chords being strummed on acoustic guitar, which is a G over to that C add 9. So it's just taking the top two notes there on the fifth and the sixth string and move them down one string while you're still holding these the third fret here on the B and the high E. Now from there we get to the chorus that has this underneath it. Actually, let's not get to the chorus. Let's go to the verse. Underneath that verse, you have that little melody. Those are the verse chords. John Mayer's part, he plays those same chords and for the verse, but he fingerpicks them and just very lightly. There's just no really kind of rhyme or reason to them, no pattern that he's really playing. He's just hitting the root note and then kind of using mostly just as an index and his thumb, just back and forth. He jumps up and the index finger is the one that's getting the note on the B string. And then he'll just change a chord. Now, I will point out one time at the very first verse, he adds a note into the chord that John Mayer's part does. He takes his first finger and puts that at the second fret of the G string. So you're coming down and hitting that G string there with your thumb. And then he goes to the open string. He only does it once in a song. So it's on that C chord. So just be very light with it. That's always creating. And then from then on, he's just to those G and the C add 9. Then he gets to the chorus, which looks like this. And back to the main riff. All right, so that's pretty simple. All you need to do is play a C major chord. Now move it up 2 frets. And then, so you're just going to be picking the root notes there on the 5th string. I'm kind of just going back and forth. It's just picking the thumb on the A string, then the index on the 2nd, and then hitting the G with my thumb, and then the index on the 2nd again. It's kind of similar to what he's doing. Like I said, there's no real pattern he's doing though. He'll mix it up a lot. He takes that and then take it and just move it down back to a regular C. And back up. And the main riff. All right. So we really only have one more thing to look at. At the 1 minute and 39 mark of the song, he does I guess kind of a chorus extension. And it looks like this. Now, halfway through, at least when I see him play it live, he grabs a pick, and he might do that with a pick, but you can continue just doing, trying to hitting the notes with the back of your nail. it's a little move here. We're going to go up here to the 12th fret, a bar, across the B, G, and the D strings. All right, so you have that first, and then you're going to add the 13th fret there on the B string with your middle finger, and then the 14th fret on the D string with your ring finger. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the top one with the 2 fingers down on there, just those 3, hit it twice, then lift up these 2 fingers, and just let it ring. Now while he does that, he then has this little figure he starts playing on top of. So that is just the 14th fret on the high E string to the 15th fret on the B. Just kind of randomly going between the two and then going back to that same. All right, so that's about it for the song. I think I might have forgotten the very first thing in the song, so I'm going to go through it real quick. It is the intro chord. It just happens once. It's a quick little 2-second strum. For you guys trying to figure that out, it's actually a guitar layer. We have one guitar that is playing the G, top of a G chord, just from the top 3 strings, the 3rd fret on the high E, 3rd fret on the B, and then the open G, and just kind of strumming it backwards. So one's doing that, and the other one is playing here at the 7th fret here. It looks like a D major chord. Just move it up to the 7th fret and do the same thing again across those 3 strings. So we have this at the same time while another guitar is doing this. So if you have 2 guitars, you can add those together, and you'll have that intro, and then it's to the same. Alright, so hopefully get that tone dialed in, and after that, it's pretty fun to play with. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you again soon for GuitarLessons365.com.